Okay, welcome. So this is a quick video just to explain how this thing works, just to avoid any questions. So the sub spawned in, I've done nothing to it at this moment in time. First thing we've got to do is we've got to gain access. So we're going to swim into the airlock, open the door. And at this point, if you want to, you can take a seat. This is a very quick process. Here we go. Once the water's gone down a little bit, put the diving suit back and wait for the green light to come on. Bit of a visual glitch. Green light's on, door is open. Make our way through the submarine. Ignore the visual glitch. I'm sure Stormworks will fix that at some point. And there's two ways to do this actually. I usually, to save time, you can just pop straight down here into the engine room and just flick this switch straight away. I'll leave the door open for the sake of this video, and then you can make your way into this room and flick these two switches. Now the ship's ready to go. Head down here into the bridge. All you need to do is just check this is on. This needs to be on about 776 usually, so I just top it up a little bit. Actually, it's already on. You can leave that. You don't need to touch that. I've fixed it. Sonar and radar. Obviously, radar only working when you're surfaced. You don't need to do any of this for the start process, but I like to have this on about 2K, and I usually like to have the map on a normal map. Right now, let's get ourselves going. So if we want to, I've just fixed this. You've got left and right azimuth. This is to control yourself when you're stationary. So see how we've just steered ourselves away from the wall, and then I'm just going to put on about 5 throttle there just to get us going forwards. Now some people say there's issues with it flipping. Okay, as you can see at the moment, I'm not flipping, and the ship's staying quite stable. Let me just put a waypoint out so I know where I'm going to head towards. We'll probably head towards this direction so we can stay in some deep water. Okay. So I'm using normal A and D controls right now, and I'm checking the depth. So I'm going to look at the depth of P. It says 9 meters. So if you want to start using the depth hold, don't use it at 0. If I turn this on now, most likely it might start making me flip. And the reason why it's going to make me flip, it's going to try and get me to 0 altitude. And as you can see, I'm at -9, so that's not going to work. So I usually put this on about minus 9 is your sort of periscope depth. It'll keep us about here, so you can like get out of the emergency hatch at the top, walk around and do what you need to do. If you want to just be at periscope depth, so to speak, and put it on -15, okay, that's going to keep us about here, okay, just underneath the water level. At this depth, you can put the throttle to about 10. Okay, it goes nice and steadily under the water there, as you can see. And there's no issues. You just need to learn how to use it. So at this depth, it's fine. You can even go all the way up to 30. You don't really need to go faster than 30 because it doesn't really do anything to the speed after that point. But here you go. Spotlights are off, so you can't really see the sub. But here's the sub now. It's making its way across the water very nicely, just below the water level. No issues, no dramas. So if you're happy with that startup process, then there you go. If you want to dive deeper, then just check your depth gauge. So that's saying 37, which means we can go down another 37 more meters. So we can probably get that to, in fact when that says 40, so that says 50 meters now, so we'll knock this down to -50 to 50. I like to turn this on and off every time I do that. We've got the gauge up here, showing us where we're at. As you can see, we're getting deeper now into the depths of the water. Once it gets near your desired altitude, which is -50, just give it another quick press. It just helps it. It stops it from overshooting. -30, -40. We're going down nice and slowly, nice and steady. You've got the gauge up here telling us we're under the water now. That's -40. minus 45. And I'll just give it a quick flick so we don't overshoot. This is going to adjust us. There we go, we're at minus 50 now. You can see the floor just below us. And it's going to maintain this depth now, all the way through as long as we need it to. And if we need to go deeper, we can. What else can I show you while I'm here? We do have an anchor that works. You don't really need to touch the ballast, and this level is kind of perfect. So if we turn this off now, you can see how it's starting to raise slightly. That means you could add a little bit more water into there if you wanted, just to try and neutralize that. But it's completely choice. You can keep that on all the time. So there you have it, the Europa. And if you want to surface after being dived, I usually like to put it on minus 9. Minus 9 is a good surface level. That's the position of the altimeter on the sub, it's about minus 9. And then when you hit the surface, just press it again just so it doesn't overshoot, and there you go. We surfaced. And then reset the throttle to 0. And we're done. There you have it. If it does start to flip like that, then just drop it down a little bit. Just drop it down to minus 10 probably. It's just because it's too high in the water, that's why it does that. There you go, see. And now it's nice and level again. Thank you for paying the attention to watch. I hope this answers a lot of people's questions, and if you did subscribe to the Submarine and you like it, remember to like it because it helps, and subscribe.